A dangerous situation evolving tonight into Sunday morning as the risk of flooding is quickly increasing with the potential for a significant rainfall event in areas that were so badly impacted last weekend. Before we even get into the intro, I want to say don't be camping near any of the rivers tonight in the hill country. First and foremost, don't know who needs to hear that, but understand, don't be near those rivers overnight into Sunday morning. Let's talk about it in this Saturday evening update of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good evening, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. A pretty problematic evening and night is now setting up as we are quickly gaining confidence that a dangerous flash flooding event is going to unfold overnight into Sunday morning across portions of the Concho Valley, hill country, potentially extending northeast into central and north Texas. This does have the potential to be impactful with the threat of 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour with a band of thunderstorms that may not move very much going into late tonight, Sunday morning. The potential for storm total rainfall now may exceed 6 to 9 inches by late tomorrow morning and lunchtime in localized parts of the Concho Valley and hill country. This will likely result in rapid rising water on some of the river basins in both those regions tomorrow morning, with the potential for a very quick rise on places like the Guadalupe River, Lampasas River, San Saba River, all those. Let's go ahead and talk about it. And again, you can see the Weather Prediction Center has upgraded the flooding risk overnight now in the Concho Valley and the hill country. This does include Kerr County, Junction, San Angelo. All right. So, quickly, real-time radar right now coming up to 9 p.m. Central. We've got scattered storms moving across North Texas. Those have localized heavy rain. We just had a flash flood warning issued here in northern Dallas County, southeastern Denton County, southwestern Collin County, including places like Richardson, Coppell, Louisville, North Dallas, Plano, the Colony, Farmers Branch, Addison. Y'all are under flash flood warning now for a quick moving around of heavy rain with this activity that continues moving across northern Dallas County. We have new storms firing up near DFW Airport, back over towards Irving. Those are going to move into the same areas. Y'all could be one of the first spots tonight to see one of these 3 to 6 inch rains in a span of a couple hours. So flash flooding threat increasing there. Otherwise, storms in northeast Texas have weakened, but more storms coming in from the west. Right now, next couple hours, we may not see much in the Concho Valley or hill country. That will change probably between 12 and 3 a.m. And some of y'all out here in Central Texas may not even see much until after 3 a.m. Let's talk about why we're concerned. Like last weekend, we have had an area of low pressure develop in the Concho Valley, known as a mesoscale convective vortex, an MCV. Meteorological term that doesn't matter. Just think of it as an area of low pressure. Like last weekend, we think we're going to have slow-moving bands of heavy thunderstorms develop overnight near that area of low pressure. In addition, we've got some boundaries that have been generated out here by storms earlier today, extending into North Texas. That may continue allowing storms to redevelop overnight and drop additional heavy rain up there. Going into overnight into Sunday morning, heavy storms possible. Parts of the Concho Valley, parts of the hill country, even parts of the northern Edwards Plateau, extending up into parts of central and north Texas, maybe even northeast Texas. Strongest storms will be capable of producing rainfall amounts over 3 inches per hour, and if they're not going to be moving much, or we're going to have storms just redevelop over those same areas, that is how we can get 5 to 10 inches of rain in the span of a few hours, unfortunately, once again, in some of these areas. I want to emphasize, we're talking localized rainfall amounts that extreme. Most folks are not going to see that kind of rain tonight, but those who do, the flood threat is going to be significant and considerable, and we are definitely worried about a flash flooding threat and the downstream effects on these rivers in the hill country that are flashy and can rise extremely quickly. So that's why we're so concerned. Do not be near those rivers overnight camping or any of that. And, driving, once these storms get going, not going to be a good idea. We're going to have a lot of flash flooding develop pretty quickly where these storms fire up. Notice I'm not being particularly specific here and trying to call out any cities in terms of where I am guaranteeing this crazy rain overnight. Somewhere in parts of the Western Hill Country, Concho Valley, I do think we're going to have 5 to 10 inches of rain overnight into Sunday morning. North Texas into Northeast Texas, some of y'all may get some pretty high rains overnight as well in terms of rainfall with flooding risk. But again, concern level has increased considerably as we've gone through the evening, and overall model guidance, along with, the fact we've been doing this 15 years and can recognize analogs of past events, has definitely led to the confidence boost that we could have a pretty significant rain event tonight. So the flooding threat has increased. The threat of very heavy rain increased, and we want folks to be weather aware overnight. Have a way to receive weather warnings, especially if you live in a flood vulnerable area. First responders, or in this case, I guess, folks that are doing disaster recovery operations, along the Guadalupe, along these rivers in central Texas, do not be near those rivers later tonight and tomorrow morning. They are probably going to experience some rises, and could be significant rises tomorrow. Whether or not the rain is falling on your exact location or simply upstream without water flowing down out of the hill country, we're going to need to be mindful of that. Soils out here also remain saturated mostly. It's not going to take much new heavy rain to create new flooding, and once that process starts, it's only going to accelerate. So that is what the high-res rapid refresh model is showing overnight. In terms of where it is showing this exactly, don't bet on it. Look, we're just going to have to wait and see where these things pop up overnight. It could be a county off, it could be 2 counties off, or maybe by chance, by golly, it's right. Don't bet on it. But here are the rain totals that model is showing. Again, this axis could be a little farther north, could be a little farther south, but notice we quickly pile up rain tomorrow morning. We go from, 1 to 2 inches of rain in spots to upwards of 5 to 9 inches over the span of a few hours. And again, I know this is showing the heaviest rain from near Rock Springs to Kerrville to Fredericksburg to Llano. Understand, it could be maybe a little northwest of there. It may be a little southeast of there. And we also note heavier rains in parts of North Texas, Central Texas, and Northeast Texas tomorrow morning as well. So we may have some flooding issues, especially street flooding, quick rises on creeks and streams, etc. But the topography and the overall nature of the hill country, as beautiful as it is, boy, is it dangerous when it comes to flash flooding, because, unlike parts of, say, North Texas, where we mainly deal with, street flooding, roads flooding, hill country, we've got the topography to where we can get these obviously deadly flash floods in the rivers. So we need to be mindful of that, and that is what we are going to do. So, again, dangerous flooding is possible and becoming more likely overnight in parts of the hill country, the Concho Valley, northern Edwards Plateau, into Sunday morning across portions of, maybe the I-35 corridor from San Antonio, Austin, Belton Temple. We could even have some flooding up into DFW. So we're going to keep a close eye on things. We'll have updates throughout the night. We'll have more videos. We'll have frequent updates on social media. You can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. We've got a live radar feed as well at texasstormchasers.com/live if you want some music, warnings, and storm reports in a visual feed as well. So we'll have updates throughout the night. Please stay weather aware. We'll do our best to keep you updated, have multiple ways of receiving weather warnings.